Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to French Essentials class. We will be cutting today our surface windswept, the blunt bob line. Also adding some color placement, beautiful color placement, and then putting finishing touches on the whole thing and have it all come together. First, we will go over the parting of the hair for our windswept. So we are combining the blunt bob line with texture, with trendy techniques and windswept texture. First, we will start. Our first parting is going to be from the nape with a slight arc over to the other side of the nape. Section 2 is going to be from the top of the ear across to the top of the ear. And then our third section, we will be creating the head treating the head as a whole. So it will go from temple all the way around to the other temple. And for the final section, working off a middle part, we will be working with a natural fall. So, first section is going to again be from the nape up to the occipital with a slight arc over to the other side. And we are going to use our surface swivels. Best to do the 6.75. I have the 5.75. So we are going to take this slightly over directing back on both sides. And to start, we will use our Repair Tonic to keep it nice and strong and give us a good cutting motion. So starting in the back, again from nape to nape, slightly over direct, and what we're going to do is use our contour and take this, start from the center and go to the right, leaving it slightly longer at the ends. We'll handle the corners later on the rest of the cut. So there is our right side. We are going to again slightly over direct on the left hand side. Compression cut that down. Check, make sure we are even. Okay, so with this section, next we are going to take our RZ fines and take out some of that weight through the bottom. So just coming in and taking a little bit of weight to those ends. Beautiful. All right. Next section is going to be from the top of the ear to the top of the ear. Top of the ear, center. Beautiful. Here we are going to start with our surface razor. So combing this down, making sure nice clean sections. For here, we are going to start on the left-hand side. So left-hand side, working our way to the right. Slight elevation, we're going to come on the top and just lightly shatter that off at the length. So again, slight elevation, come in and shatter that off. Coming on top, making sure your section is no larger than your razor. Come in and shatter that off. Same thing all the way around. And again, we will be addressing the corners, the sides, very shortly. Beautiful. All right, so third section, we are going to create or treat the head as a whole. So temple to temple. Coming in, temple to the back. hair out of the way. Same thing over here. Always following my finger, that way we get nice clean sections. Work with me here. Beautiful. In this section, when we treat the head as a whole, we are going to take from the left-hand side first, part down the middle, and we are going to swing cut. We're going to hold the razor as if it were a pencil, gather everything to the back from this side, nicely combing everything, and then we are just going to follow our line and shatter gently all the way around, coming towards the front. Swinging that all the way to the end. Beautiful. So we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. So again, starting in the back, combing everything nicely, and then swing cutting, starting from the middle, right at where the fallout is, all the way to the front. Beautiful. Take a little bit more off this front side over here, even it out. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, so for the next part, the last section, we are going to drop everything down and going to be putting in some of our texture techniques. So again, off of a middle part, right down the center, combing it to the sides, and we are going to start piecing. We'll take little sections all around the head, combing this down, there we go. And what we're going to do is just take little sections and pinch it, and we're going to be sculpting here. So we'll go on one side of that piece, and again, breaking away at our line, our perimeter line. So again, pinching, come in on one side, come in on the other, and break that off. So continuing that all the way. Beautiful. This is going to create that windswept texture, or the movement throughout your cut without having to put a lot of layers, and keeping that perimeter nice and strong. So again, sculpting, holding the razor like a pencil, coming in on either side, and depending on how much texture you want is how deep you will go. Last section, breaking that off. Ah, so beautiful. And again, this is mixing some effortless, timeless essentials, and it's classic. It adds so much to add confidence to it. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so a couple more. We're again just pinching, coming in here with texture one side, the other, and breaking that away at our perimeter. Beautiful. So there is that, so much texture. Now for the fringe area, we are going to go from side ridge to side ridge, creating a soft arc in here. So coming in from the outer ridge, doing the same on the other side. over here. Okay, beautiful. Comb everything back out of your way. Pulling this down. Now with this section, what we're going to do is we're going to split it into two. So taking that first horizontal section right through here and letting that fall in, clipping the rest away. So here we're going to again do compression cutting. So, but this time with our razor. So we're going to come in here, and depending on how long you want it, and then we will just come in and really boom, beautiful. Oh my gosh, so cute. So that gives us a nice full. Now the second section, again, putting that texture into there by holding your razor like a pencil, and we're going to sculpt in at the length of the perimeter. Beautiful. Now, to really open up the face shape on your guest, there's these little hairs right behind the hairline that will go in, and we're going to take our 5.7 surface shear and just sculpt in, really opening that eye, opening up this whole haircut up so we can see their face. So here is, again, our swivel shears. I'm going to just come in and just sculpt behind the eye super gently. Now you'll see this will be more so their baby hairs. Our mannequins don't really have those, but we're going to create an opening behind her eyes and cheekbone. So coming in, either gently holding or just going off of, and we're just going to open that up and scoop it out. Hers are longer, so we kept a little bit extra, but you can just see how much that just opened up her eye compared to this side. So again, coming in with your swivel shears, flipping it up, side down, opening up that eye to really there. Oh, her cheekbones are just now beautiful. All right, that completes the windswept cut. Beautiful. Hopefully that is simple, and we just created such a cute classic bob, but with windswept and just so much texture. Okay, so coloring, let's decorate this. I have another beauty. So our placement for the French Essentials color on the windswept, we are going to be taking diagonal backwards sections for this first part. So our parting for here is going to be ridge all the way around to the other ridge. We've got two super simple sections. So on this first one, we are going to be going with 1 inch sections. Obviously, if they have more hair, less hair, that determines how big your sections are. But for today, we're gonna do inch sections coming right through this front hairline. And what we're going to do is diagonal back sections, but then we're going to pull the hair forward. And for this section, we're going to be painting on the outside. So let me grab my color, swap this out. And today we are using we have the Pure Color charcoal lightener, and 30 volume is what I'm mixing today. It is a 1:2 ratio, and please make sure to measure because that is how it's meant to be. So to make sure that you're getting the lift and what all this can do for you, be sure to measure correctly. So gonna go ahead and give that a good mix. Again, our partings are going to be diagonal forward or diagonal back, pulling the hair forward and painting on the outside with a diagonal back, which I will show you. Okay. And we're actually going to start on this side so that way you can see. So how good. As a right-handed colorist, I am going to, let me switch this around just a bit. Grab my surface board, and because I am a right-handed stylist, I am going to paint on the left-hand side of my board, loading it over here with product. That way I get the perfect amount on my detail brush, my surface detail brush. So I've got my board loaded. I have my foils. We are going to get ourselves parted diagonally backwards with 1-inch sections. Again, we are going to pull this hair forward and paint on the outside. I have my board, I have my section, so I'm going to scoop across my board. Let me move back, there we go. So I've scooped across my board and I'm going to paint on the outside of the section, diagonally back, pinching this. If I need more, reload. And then for the ends, put it diagonally on the board and saturate. Okay, resituated. Let's get this to just hang in there. There we go. And then just folding our foil. Okay, so taking our next section and doing the exact same thing, making sure our board is loaded. Okay, nice and loaded, beautiful. So, diagonal section back. Pulling the hair forward, combing this. We're going to pinch it. Pull the hair forward. Painting on the outside. I'm going to scoop across my board, paint, and then when I get down to the edge, diagonally back, and then taking the tail and really saturating. There we go. So grab my foil, slide it in underneath, lay that out. And if you fold this diagonally back, it won't be in their face. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to continue this all the way around to the middle back. Again, loading my Okay, so we'll continue that again all the way to the middle back. You will usually have about 5 to 6 foils on each side, depending on, again, how much hair they have. Okay, pulling that section forward. I have my board loaded, scooping on the outside of the board, get that perfect amount, our detail brush, and then just painting down diagonally back. So for the last section on this side, we are going to tie in both sides and do a triangle. So for the back section here, again, we will take diagonal back. Actually, we're going to take a triangle. This. And then we will paint on either side. Taking our detail brush, scooping across here, and painting on either side, and pulling that together in the middle. Bring the tail down and saturate. We're gonna do the same exact thing on the other side, starting at the hairline and doing a diagonal back, painting on the outside. So here is this side. We are going to come in here. Again, diagonal back, diagonal back, diagonal back, using 1-inch sections and coming all the way through. Again, on this last piece right here, it's going to be an upside down triangle. We're going to paint on either side. Again, tying all of this in to make a complete first section. So, after that, for the second section, again, we are working off of a middle part here. So I'm going to part her, bring it all the way back. Ooh, she's wild. Okay, beautiful. And this time, we're going to start, actually, yes, we'll do this side. And I have a mannequin that's totally done, so you can see the finished product. So for this for our second section, which is going to be up top, our top overlay, the natural fall, we are going to take a section diagonally forward, which is how we're going to work all the way through this top section. So diagonal forward, and that. Diagonal forward, kind of big. 1-inch sections again. And this time we are going to, since we're doing diagonal forward, we are actually going to pull the hair backwards. So here's her face. We are going to pull the hair backwards and paint on the outside. So coming from here, painting down for that movement to go forward. So I will load my board from the left-hand side over here since I'm a right-handed artist. Grab my detailing brush. And again, diagonal forward, and then we will be pulling the hair back and painting on the outside. So I'll scoop across, and I'm going to paint on the outside, diagonally forward. Again, I will lay the tail onto my board and continue or finish saturating that section. Oh, it's such a beautiful layout. And bring my foil up and underneath. As we go through this section, we are going to continue working on a diagonal forward. So, again, inch sections. So we are going to go just like this. Again, since we're doing diagonal forward, we're going to hold the hair back. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Hold the hair back and then painting on the outside diagonally forward. So make sure your board is loaded nice and full. So scooping across, painting from the back to the front. Scooping in my tail and saturating. Again, we're going to continue this all the way to the front. Until we get to the other side. So we've got about 3 more sections up here, all the way through the front. So continue that all the way through. Now when we switch to the other side, so we can see this is where the start of that section is. Switching, when we get to this side, again, we're going to be doing sections from the back diagonally forward. So, diagonally forward. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this first section and go diagonally forward, doing about inch sections. Then I'm going to clip this out of my way. So you would have all of this bottom done, all of this side done, and then we would come through here. Again, since it's a diagonal forward, we're going to hold the hair to the back. And this time we're going to paint on both sides as well, making sure we tie in everything as a whole. So my diagonal forward, I'm going to load my board. Whoops. A repair tonic. It's flying everywhere. So my board is loaded. I have this. I have my diagonal forward section, holding it to the back. I'm going to scoop across my board. Make sure I've got a good amount. And then we're going to paint on either side. Bringing that back, connecting everything to make it seamless, effortless. Beautiful. And then again, dropping my tail on the board. This is why you want to make sure you've got plenty. Boom. Bringing that foil up and underneath. And closing that in. So again, continuing the diagonal forward all the way to the front, so that way you have a complete all French Essentials layout. So after that is all complete, we have the finishing touches. We have our finishing touches. So you completed the foil, beautiful. We glossed this lovely Diane with 7NB and 7G a little bit. So we are going to do our finishing touches. I'm going to use the, let me clean up my mess, just 1 second, we'll swap out. To complete our beautiful classic bob. So I'm going to use our Repair Tonic to go in as just a protectant, add volume to that hair strand. And then for a good style set, I'm going to use the Awaken Primer. This acts as double-sided sticky tape almost with, when you layer on top of with your styling product. Today we are going to use the Awaken Blow Dry Foam. Starting at the ends and working your way up. This adds diameter and also protection for our fine haired guests. So I'm going to blow dry 80% before I start brush work. Once I start brush work, I'm going to section it into 2 sections up top and just start with our Surface Contour brush. This one just coming in super nice, gives good shape. And then I will also be using our 2.5 inch Surface Tourmaline round brush to come in and give it some of that texture. So let's get her brushed and then 80% dry. And we'll get our finish. Oh, I'm obsessed with this cut. So again, we're going off of a center part. Beautiful. Brush this, and then I'm going to section the top part up and out of my way while I start with my contour brush on the bottom. And then we will go in with the 2.5 inch surface round brush and add some detail to all that texture. It's beautiful, it's windswept. Okay, so with our contour brush, I'm going to come in and scoop this towards her face. Again, we opened that up by coming in with our contour shears. So it's going to literally push open. You're gonna see all of it. Okay, so beautiful at the ends there. Now we're going to add to the top our beautiful round brushing. Part her down the center. Make sure she is nice and smooth. Don't set your brush on the floor. There we go. Okay, so that is all there. There's this. Now we're going to go in with our round brush and just come in and do some beautiful work and get some twists and turns in here. Going to go away from the face and towards the face, creating that difference in direction so that way you really see the texture we put in there without a lot of work, which is beautiful. All right, beautiful. So our lovely French Essentials finished. We've got so much texture with that classic effortless bob, creating confidence with a classic look. I've got a little bit of texture spray, the blowout texture spray. Beautiful. Ah! So much body texture. Lovely. And there you have it, French Essentials from Surface. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed and get to use this and have thought of a guest that would benefit and absolutely love our windswept.